Like what you're saying is how Trump was basically like this way for everything to reconstitute itself. His blood is baked into those bricks of that new foundation. That's something what I'm really thinking about, right? Is that like Trump himself is what they call a piaculum, which is like a way for basically worshipers to commune with a god. And in this case, Trump was not the god. Trump is the sacrifice in this. Like, you know, we got three elements here. We got the people, or rather the worshipers. We have the sacrifice and we have the God. And the worshipers really here are all of these basically foot soldiers of these institutions which need to reconstitute themselves, right? The sort of the new Biden era. And Trump himself is the victim there. And like it's like the spirit of America fucking just like wrenched his little fucking head up and just like slit his throat, and it's all bleeding out, right? Like it is incredible to watch, because Trump himself, he thought that he had these, you know, this religion basically growing up around him. I mean, he did, you know, he had this Q thing. He had all the sort of like the middle of the road kind of MAGA people, you know, these people who thought he could do no wrong. And in fact, he was wrong. Like he was not actually in control of that at all. I don't know who was, but certainly he wasn't. He is, however, bonded to these people. And so their sacrifice, this sort of beginning the warm up on the 6, you know, the 5 dead, now another cop has fucking killed himself. Who knows why, you know, but he fucking killed himself. You know, you have that sacrifice going on, all the deaths from that, which is really astounding. 5 deaths or 6 deaths really now, just from that, like, you know, rather relatively brief insurrection, or not insurrection, excuse me, invasion of the Capitol. And then you have Trump the next day, sort of in this blue tie, which is, I'm very, very aware of sort of the color schema between the blood there and the blue there, you know, sacrificing himself or being sacrificed, whatever. I don't even know how to explain it. In order for the old order to basically come roaring back like a tidal wave. So there's this historian of religion, Jonathan Z. Smith, who says any explanation of sacrifice is in fact a theory of religion in miniature. And that's what we saw, right? We saw 2 clashing religions. We saw the religion of Trump, which was, you know, sort of this insurgent thing that was really, you know, sort of worshiping this false idol. And then we had this religion of America, which is worshiping this very real thing. They think they're worshiping the American government, really, or the American state, you know, this beautiful country. They're actually worshiping, you know, obviously we know that, the deep state. And we saw this like mass violence that breaks out of the Capitol, that comes from the energy that sort of like subconsciously lurks in the minds of these MAGA type people that has been building up for the past 4 years, and really just like growing to, I think it's sort of incredible heights. I mean, I'm really, I'm not baffled, but I'm sort of, I'm impressed by how much these people are able to work themselves up. I would not jump through a window at a loaded gun. That is not something that I would do. I have very strong political beliefs. That seems like an insane thing to do. That seems like literally the definition of self-sacrifice. But anyways, they have this like subconsciousness, all this like alienation and hate and fucking depression. It burbles up and leaps out, and they jump out to sort of satiate themselves, right? But in that satiation, in that they thought that they were going to get something. In fact, they let themselves be slaughtered, and, you know, their blood flowing on the floors of the Capitol, and all of the little pigmen and the little bagheads kind of, you know, crawled out and leapt it up. And so all this shit that you're seeing, all of the fucking tears coming from, oh my God, the democracy is impaled. No, this was a blood sacrifice, and the people that drink that blood could never be more satisfied. I was reading this thing. I'll end here in a second, but I was reading this thing. I was reading fucking, I was reading the Red Book, you know, sort of Jung's fucked up freak dream book. And he says, you know, this is a part of a long dream. It's a really good book, you know, great stuff in there. But he's saying, I must also speak to the ridiculous. You coming men, you will recognize the supreme meaning by the fact that he is laughter and worship, a bloody laughter and a bloody worship. A sacrificial blood binds the poles. Those who know this laugh and worship in the same breath. And I think that is like a sacrificial blood is binding the poles here, right? It is baked into the bricks, and it will be basically the foundation for whatever is coming next. And the people that do know this do laugh, and they do worship in the same breath.